Madam Speaker, I don't think anyone should be mistaken. This is a war on women. Madam Speaker, they are fundamentally doing this because they cannot afford their budget. They promised tax cuts that they were told were unaffordable. They told New Zealanders before the last election that they would be better off. Now they can't afford them, Mr. Speaker. And who do they expect to pay the bill? It's going to be future women who will no longer have their pay equity claims addressed. In fact, they won't even be able to take those claims up. Madam Speaker, this just goes to show where the priorities of that side of the House lay. They were more than happy to give $2.9 billion to landlords, more than happy to give the tobacco industry a tax break, more than happy to pay out tax cuts that they were told were unaffordable and that would disproportionately go to those who are on higher incomes. And now what we see is that women are going to have to continue slogging it away in the workplace, earning less than their male counterparts, Mr. Speaker, and it is wrong. And I do not resile from the fact that I've said previously that it is shameful. Shameful for that side. You know what really gets me to every woman MP in this House is that whenever we're standing up at those forums, the NZPPD, the CPA, the IPU, any forum where women are expected to sit on the panels, women members of Parliament from across this House, including those in government, are the ones that sit on those panels, stand up and do those wonderful speeches about things like pay equity in New Zealand, the claims that we have settled. They make wonderful speeches about representation of women in this House, but they are not the ones that have ever delivered for New Zealand women in any way whatsoever. They have always deprioritised the health of women, the working wages and conditions for women, the education for women, even representation in this House. Because of them, we're no longer at 50%. So please, I do not want to see the women in this House stand up at those forums.
Is it a point of order? Laura McClure.
Her feelings are hurt.
Thank you. No, this is more of a personal reflection as to opposed to the contents of the bill. To ask the Speaker to consider the relevance.
I'm not sure that I heard any personal messages from the Speaker, so carry on.
And Madam Speaker, we heard from a member earlier that this is, according to that member, an emotional issue. Well, clearly it is to some. But Madam Speaker, I don't want to deem it an emotional issue because we're not on this side of the House crying over what has happened here. And all too often when it's a policy that involves women and women are outraged by it, it is referred to as something that's emotional. We, of course, are opposing this. And we are absolutely shocked with the process that we've seen here. They have announced it today and brought it here in urgency to go through all parts, Madam Speaker, with no ability for the legislation to be interrogated by the general public, let alone women who this is going to affect. Madam Speaker, this is a shameful way to conduct business as a government. And so they should be ashamed, Madam Speaker. This bill is going to take progress back for women by decades. This bill is not only going to be bad for women, but it is going to be bad for their families and for their children. Madam Speaker, this is a reflection of a government who do not support workers, who do not support women, who do not support children, who do not support New Zealand families. And we need to be clear and make sure that we've got that on the record, Madam Speaker. We will not be supporting this bill.